all laid out and concreted. Yeah. Yeah. No, I was going to say it just goes back to what we were talking about earlier about hindsight. Okay. Because at the time, in the moment when I was riding my horse and I heard those words, "You're going to speak for me one day." And I argued, "No, I'm not. I'm not behind that pulpit in front of all those people in that room." That's all I could see. That pulpit, those people, that room, a church chapel, a building, confinement, crowds, panic. That's what I saw, you know. But, um, with the changing ways of the world and technology and all of that, it's opened up this whole new door for me to communicate with people in different ways and actually give people I might not have ever come in contact with the opportunity to hear what I have to say. And I guess given the fact that I get a lot of those type of reactions of, "Oh yeah, that's how I see it," or "I've never thought of it that way before. That's a really neat way to think about it." I guess I should keep going. So that's how I will speak for him. But yeah, I could have never, and still never could, envision myself behind a pulpit, really. Um, Maybe when I'm really old in my own little chapel in the sanctuary I'm going to build. Maybe. But yeah, other than that, I could have never done it, the old fashioned way. But I think I can handle this. Yeah. Right. And get through it. Yeah, and talking about that, it's like, and yeah, sometimes in life we have to end up doing things we don't think we want to do, and maybe really don't want to do. Like I spent 16 years working in law, you know, at the guidance of my mother and under her leadership for the first 6 or 7 years. But then I spent 10 more years working for lawyers outside of her control, because that's what I knew and I was good at it. I hated every minute of it, but there have been instances in my life where that training has come in mighty handy when I've needed to defend myself in a court of law or against somebody doing wrong. And, I didn't have the money to go get a lawyer. I know how to type a complaint and file it. Now, I haven't yet filed that one I was going to file last year against the grocery store because I hate it so much. I don't really want to go to court, get into the litigation and all of that. But part of me is still telling me you really should file that because it was unfair of them to treat you that way as a disabled person. And I need to do it to stand up for other disabled people in the future, not be treated that way. But then my mind's going, well, you put it off so long now. I mean, it just, my procrastination part of me wants to say, just let it go. And I've been back in the store a couple of times, and they haven't hard asked me, but I only had her sitting in the seat one time. The other couple times I was actually just carrying her and grabbing a gallon of milk or something quick off the shelf, and didn't even get a cart. So I really don't know if when I have my purse and everything else in the winter time, they're going to start giving me shit again about putting her in the cart. You know, if they do, I'm going to just get that. That's what I'm thinking. I'm going to let it go for now. But if they start harassing me again, I'm filing it immediately. Is that reasonable?
Make sure, like, if there's a different approach,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
then it's like, I may not even have to go that route, they may not go the way they did before.
That's what I'm hoping. That maybe they've just kind of gotten over it and they'll be nicer to me, because I stayed away for almost a solid year before I even walked back in that door. I did. I didn't go there for a year. They lost my business completely. And I told them that the last time that they harassed me. I said, you just lost yourself a customer. And I'd already been using that store for 10 years. And I was pissed. The reason I was going to file a complaint is because this is my store. I've been here for 10 years. That fucking manager just took over a year ago. Who is he to run me out of my store? You know? But then, I just started ordering from Amazon, and it was nice having stuff delivered. And when I needed milk, I just ran to Dollar General, and I found ways around it. And I don't need that store, but, still it's nice to have the convenience of it being there and me being able to go in when I want to. So I shouldn't feel like I'm not welcome, even though he made me feel not welcome, very not welcome. I need to make myself welcome in that store again, one way or another. And I know that. So I'm fighting my procrastination, but giving into it a little bit by saying, I have the papers ready. I've worked on it. Don't think I haven't worked on it. I've typed them up. I just haven't finalized anything or taken it into file.
Yeah, and it's something you mentioned too, with the, as far as like, when you were doing that type of work, it was one of those things where you were like, man, I don't, this isn't what I want to do. And as you mentioned it was your mom that was actually pushing you towards that route. And that's usually what happens, with parents. It's like, well,
I know what's best
I
for
have
you.
more insight than you. Exactly, yeah, this is going to be a good career, so he's going to take this route, and that's that.
Yeah.
However, during that time, though, looking back, you see that it was, even though you didn't enjoy the work, it wasn't something that was a total waste, because now, because of what you learned, you're able to use that to benefit you and even others, because those are some of the things that,
Yeah, I used it for my daughter to help defend her in court. She'd have been completely lost. I mean, we lost the case anyway, but at least she was able to stand up and speak for herself when I wasn't in the courtroom, because she had the paperwork in front of her, and we filed good paperwork. I just wish she would have listened to me and let me file that counter complaint, man. If we would have countersued Mom, it would have changed the whole outcome. I told her I wanted to file a countersuit. I wanted her to add me and Dad to the lawsuit. And if we had done that, we could have presented every ounce of evidence I had against my mother. The problem ended up being, since Casey didn't let me countersue, the judge wouldn't listen to any of her evidence against Mom, because she didn't have a complaint against Mom. The complaint was against her. So all he would listen to was her defense. If I could have proven what a scumbag my mother was, and how many times she's used us for slave labor and screwed other renters out of rent, and sued other renters for money that really wasn't due to her because she blamed them for damage that was already done to the house. If I could have proven all that, Casey would have won. Casey would still have her house today. And my mom and I probably still wouldn't be speaking, because she would have lost and she would have quit talking to me. But, little bit different outcome, same ultimate outcome. It's the way it was meant to be. Whatever.
you were able to, basically,
Oh, yeah, it definitely has helped me out in life I'd have to say many times. When the sheriff's office came and stole my horse, I told you about that, 2009. They came and took my horse because he was skinny. So they accused me of trying to starve him. Animal cruelty. Filed charges against me. My horse was gone. He was gone for 3 months. I had nightmares, dude. I'd be driving in my dreams and I'd look up and friends would be on top of a water tower whinnying at me to come and get him, but I couldn't get to him. You know? Um, they had taken him and already turned him over to the Humane Society, is what they had done illegally. They told me he was in impound, but when I went to see him, he wasn't there. He'd never been logged in. Impound told me he must be at this ranch in Granbury, and I called that guy. He said, no, I picked him up, but I took him to impound. And so somebody came and got him from impound. Guess who that was? The Humane Society. Because they thought they had the bag, the case in the bag. They got rid of my horse. They had already given him away. They shaved him and everything and took pictures of him shaven in bright light. So he looked extremely white. And the jury that I picked, because I lost in justice court and had to appeal to jury and demand a jury trial in district court. And those 6 jurors, man, they were all old ranchers and women that knew horses and stuff. They could tell what they were doing right away. They could tell that picture was, had been messed with. That wasn't a dapple gray horse. And they knew their breed. Egyptian Arabian. Arabians are a skinny breed. They're known as a bony breed, period. That's what they're called. Um, and they ruled in my favor and told him to give my horse back. And then we found out he didn't even have paperwork from impound for us to sign when he dropped him off. I mean, come on. I could have sued them too in a heartbeat and probably should have. But God, I just didn't have the energy at the time. I was really in a serious depression over all that, man. It took me a year probably to get back to normal after that. I don't know. But I don't know. Maybe I should have gone for that one, but whatever. Prince died peacefully last year of old age at almost 27 years old, and he was happy and healthy, running on 5 acres at my daughter's house in Italy. And he decided he picked the day when he laid down and died, so all's well that ends well, I guess. Typically not even to 27. There's rarely a horse has lived to be 30, but you more than likely they die around 19 or 20. Most horses average, yeah, 19 to 20 years. 22, 23 maybe isn't unheard of, but above that it gets real rare. So he had a good long life, and he was happy and loved till the minute he went and he knew it. From the moment his hooves hit the ground till the minute he left, he was our baby, mine and my daughter's. She was 2 years old, so we fought over him. She'll be 30 this year. We decided when she was a teenager that we would share him. We'd share custody. The argument when she was little was always, my horse. No, he's mine. My horse. No, he's mine. Because he was little like her, she thought he should be hers when he was born. I miss him, but I know he's in a good place now, too. And I talk to him all the time still, too. I know he listens. And a nice cool breeze just blew in my window right when I said that.
Now, for now at this point, do you have any other questions or anything concerns?
Mm. No, actually, no. I think I got my medication thing all figured out. With the online doctors being so helpful. I think I'm in really good shape right now. Yeah. And I think I had a lot more frustration around the house here too. We had some extra people still living here. They're gone, and things have cooled down. Yeah, it's good. Things are good right now. His Eric's dad, actually, my nephew, his dad just texted me this morning, in fact, and said, "Hey, is Eric even alive? Like, I sent him messages on Messenger and no response. Everything okay?" And I had to laugh. I messaged him back and I said, "Eric just told me the other day that he had all kinds of people asking him that same thing on Messenger because he's just been staying offline. He says he stays out of more trouble that way. It's been nice. He's just been staying offline and working on his house, working on the garbage truck, and getting shit done, man. It's just been great." So,
outside looking in, it's gonna leave people wondering, especially if they're used to granted, if they see that he was online, of course they're gonna put in. It's like
yeah.
out of the ordinary.
Yeah. Hey, man, what happened? Did you get killed? He told me he had like 2 dozen friends asking him, "Where the hell are you, man? Are you alive?" And he was just laughing about it and said, "I haven't even answered any of them yet."
I've never been better.
Right? Yeah. And I told him, I said, sometimes it takes just, unplugging that cord. Sometimes you just have to disconnect. You really do. There's times that I go 2 or 3 days without even looking at my phone or computer because I just don't want to, you know? And then somebody, "Where were you? What was wrong?" I'm like, "Dude, I just didn't want to look at technology. I was out in the yard all day. Came in, go to sleep. I'm tired. I was working all day." Yeah, sometimes I don't want to look at it. And then, most other days I have the news on 24 hours a day and I'm journaling and taking down notes and just into everything that's going on and working on one book or another at the same time as I'm journaling on my notes for books for the future.
Like you mentioned, sometimes I just have to unplug. And from there will come just like one's overall productivity. Of course, one's ability to focus. Like it'll be something where we'll even kind of be amazed. Like, oh man, I've been able to get so much done.
Yeah, when you're doing stuff that doesn't require technology. Yep.
Right. Because otherwise, it can be. I mean, heck, I've gone to moments where I told myself, I'm only gonna do this one thing. I'm gonna check this out, and then next thing I know, it's been several minutes, and I'm like, man, it's like your world goes into some sort of like hypnotic phase. You're just
Yeah, several minutes. God, I've gotten lost for a couple hours before, and now I'll just look at it and throw it down. What in the world? Really? Where'd that time go? Like, yeah, I rarely, rarely, rarely ever get on Facebook to browse or anything. I do what I do what I do to post shit, and that's basically it. And if my daughter tells me she put a bunch of pictures or something up, I'll check it out. But she has to specifically tell me to go look because I just don't look because whenever I have in the past, I just find myself getting lost in it, and I can't afford to do that. I don't have that much time to waste. Hey, I'm not sure. This might not be Dr. Patel calling. 702-8700. I don't know if he'll call on the number I have him saved under or not. Yeah, that's what I would think. It would be his number. I don't know. I get so many random calls. It's mostly I just ignore them. And then I'll listen to my voicemail, and it's like 17 robots for nothing, hang ups, and maybe one important call. You know, at the end of the week. I check my voicemail about once a week.
yeah, but it shouldn't be calling either. It should not like it should not
So,
put a point of 220, but it should be calling from two numbers.
yeah, I think I have it saved under his same number that but I call in to make my appointments on. But it's different. One's mobile, one's office, but it still comes up Dr. Patel. Uh, so I believe when he called last few times that it does say Dr. Patel. I just get nervous. I don't know when the phone rings. Should I answer it? Should I not? It's like nobody's even there.
Yeah, because even then, it's like there's times in which I just don't answer it, but I don't know the number. And if they need me, then they'll leave a message,
Right, that's what I figured.
the reason. Now, a lot of times they don't leave messages, so I'm like, oh,
That must not have been that important.
no, yeah, but outside of that, but now, any questions or concerns, just give me a call, and also let me know when your next appointment will be with Dr. Patel once you get rid of my schedule,
Okay,
and
I will do. The day that they called to schedule this one that I'm going to be having with him, you like literally called that afternoon. So I didn't even have to call. I just told you.
oh,
Yeah, you called me like the same day, just check in or something, and I told you, hey, they just called and made this appointment. So that was cool. But yeah, I'll try to remember to call you.
yeah, if not, then I'll give you a call.
All right, Carlos. Thank you very much for listening, for being there. I appreciate you, man. I'm working on the COVID Chronicles, right?
I was,
And you came up with that
we
title.
talked about that
I'm
earlier.
gonna give you credit in the
Yeah,
book.
I was remembering about that earlier.
Yeah,
The COVID Chronicle.
yeah. I was telling you I didn't know if I was gonna call it what the journal, the what, and you came up with the Chronicles, and I went, that sounds so good because it's both you know, COVID
Right.
Chronicle with the
Yeah.
K sound, and yeah, it's really turned into something more. It's going to probably end up being a 3-part series or longer, depending on how long the pandemic goes on. We'll see.
Yeah.
But I've got part 1 in the editing phase now, man, and I'm still journaling part 2 and so on. So yeah, it's going to be an exciting time. I can't. I'm a little nervous, but also like really excited to see what's coming. What's going to happen after the election? What's going to happen at the election?
There's a lot of
I'm
uncertainty on that
I'm not sure whether Trump's going to make an all-out civil war break out while he holds up in the White House Oval Office, or if he's going to go peacefully in handcuffs. I see it one way or the other. Uh, we can only hope for the best, right? Amen.
That's right. Yeah.
All right, I will let you go, and yeah, I'll let you know when we get scheduled again with Dr. Patel.
Sounds good.
All
Enjoy
right,
the rest of your day.
thank you. You too, man. Stay safe.
Uh,
Bye.
I will do the same.
Oh, forgive my dress once again, guys. Uh, my counselor called impromptu, and I just wanted to record that for posterity.